What up, people? It's me, Ron Slay. I'm in the building. Well, I'm outside the building, actually, you know. But Red Dog Wine and Spirits, this is exactly where you need to be. Next to Publix, right off Highway 96. You can't miss it, man. I'm talking about this right here in Franklin. But come from everywhere, man. I'm telling you, they're going to give you great prices, and they're going to let you try before you buy. How many stores can you say that about? I'm standing beside this because I believe in it. And they done showed me, too, so come on in with me. I'm in the building. Hey man, listen people, welcome to Red Dog Wine and Spirits. I ain't gonna bark because I don't want to scare Red Dog because the real Red Dog is in the building right now. And I'm in the building. So I'm here with Bard today, man. We're gonna do a taste testing and we're gonna try out some of these bourbons, man. So I got you with the man himself. The man himself. It's no longer just me. I told you Red Dog got you, and here he is, he got you. So here we go. What we got, Bard?
Okay, so we were honored by Leaper's Fork Distillery just down the road from us out here to get their very first single barrel of bourbon. We went out there with Lee and the guys out there and picked this barrel out. This is all the grain is grown in this area. Okay. It's a Tennessee whiskey and it's 5 years old. It's 70% corn, 15% rye, and 15% barley, which is a fairly standard bourbon mash bill. And it was aged here in Williamson County for 5 years. It went in the barrel at 110 proof and came out at 107 proof. So it's not overly proofed.
Right.
Now the beauty of this is of course we're in a warmer climate than you get into Kentucky or Indiana. So you're going to get a little bit more expansion and contraction out of this thing. So you get a little bit more flavor. To me, the color on this whiskey, and of course bourbon, you can't add any coloring like you can in Scotch. But the beauty of this is just, it's beautiful.
Okay.
And I think that the flavor on it is incredible.
Okay.
We only have 150 bottles of it. It is $89 for a bottle, but just feel honored to have this.
What's the proof on it?
It's 107 proof coming out.
Gotcha.
So when you taste it, go on and taste it, and then we'll. Now to me, what I get off of it is I get caramel on the front palate, on the front end, you get palate. You get a little bit of burn, which all bourbon should have a burn.
Hey, you better get some burn. If you ain't got no burn, you're in the wrong spot. I'm telling you that right now.
You don't want to burn it out,
right?
But you do want a little bit of burn,
right?
But the flavor expands, okay, and it gets bigger. And that warmness sort of goes down your throat. It's just really nice, and you can keep tasting the vanilla and the caramel on your tongue.
And that's what I was just gonna say. I can smell the vanilla too.
Yeah,
you can smell the vanilla real good.
Yeah, and so that all comes from the wood and the aging. Now, you and I had another conversation. We were putting a little bit of water in there, and a lot of people want to drink the bourbon just neat, which is wonderful. However, adding a little bit of water to your bourbon, you can do it in the form of water.
Right.
I happen to like to put some cubes of ice in mine and just let it melt over a period of time. Will release certain other flavors. Okay. In Scotch they refer to them as esters, but it's the flavor profile that you're going to get. You lower the alcohol a little bit so the tastes linger a little bit longer with you. But I think for a first barrel of whiskey by itself, I think this is just outstanding.
I love it. And this came from their first single barrel.
The first single barrel. Now they make a bourbon and a Tennessee whiskey. They classify this as their Tennessee whiskey. Okay.
So let me explain something to y'all now. We're in Red Dog Wine and Spirits now. If you want to get on down here, you need to get on down here and taste what they got for you. Now I'm gonna tell you, I was a rookie. Probably about June? Yeah. Bought about June. And I had to learn the hard way. I was just taking bourbon and just drinking it and throw it on fire, and I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't last, because you're not supposed to enjoy it. That's why he said enjoy the bottle. And if you don't understand, come down here and you get a class. You can taste before you buy. That's what they got here. And then you're gonna learn all about it. He ain't the only one doing this, man. You got plenty of employees that's gonna give you this just like this. So take my word for it. Come on down. Let's keep going, boy.
Distillery out of Kentucky. It's called Good Times.
Okay.
Now, what Good Times does...
Now, Bob, before you go any further, though, wasn't no good times in Kentucky this weekend. But
not if you were from Kentucky.
There you go. Okay, but that's neither here nor there. Let's get to it.
There were a lot of good times in LA last night.
Great times in LA.
I was up awful late. I had to watch Yellowstone, and then with my wife, and then I
gotta get into that, man.
And then I had to watch rewatch the game, but I was watching it on my phone the whole time. That's another story for another time. So Good Times, what they do is they really don't sell whiskey.
Okay.
Whiskey.
Gotcha.
They finish their whiskey. Okay. They use other kinds of barrels to finish it. And at one time we did Burning Chair, which was finished in the Zinfandel barrel. What they've done in this case is they buy their juice, and I refer to when you're purchasing liquor from somebody else. Once you have a distillery permit, you can buy it from somebody else. So in the industry, it's referred to as juice, but they buy it from MGP up out of Indiana, which is the largest producer of whiskey in the United States. And so they bring the barrels down there. They're aged 4 to 6 years. They're standard sort of bourbon-ish mash bill, 70+% corn. So what they then do is we select a barrel, the taste of just that straight bourbon barrel, and then they finish it in other We're using Liquid Death, if nobody's heard of it.
Get you some of that too. I'm gonna start adding that Liquid Death. Hey, you ain't going nowhere. You still gonna be here, but the name alone, man, will get you. This is good stuff. Tell you.
Good guys, good water. So now, if you take a little nose on that, you get more nose off of it with a little bit of water in it. Okay, it opens
you do the
it
smell
up.
coming out. Yep. Actually smells good too.
Now, you get that honey.
So, let me tell you this, boy. So, on the initial, when I tasted it, once I swallowed, I could get a little bit of the honey.
Right.
Now this one, as soon as it hit my palate, I can taste the honey.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Again, you're looking for a nuance in it. You're not looking for it to dominate the whiskey.
Right.
Okay. When we did the Burning Chair in the Zinfandel, we did that intentionally, knowing that the Zinfandel was going to have a tremendous character on that, okay? Because the barrel was what they refer to as wet.
Right, okay.
So that was the whole intent. This is not the intent in this. The intent is to add another characteristic that bourbon by itself won't produce.
Really like that.
Okay,
Really like
so
that.
you're getting that. That's
y'all keep hearing them talk about that Burning Chair. We had the really good. Like you got to watch that. It'll sneak up on you because you'll think you taking wine and it's really bourbon. And it's a whole little mixture. Just try it. But
with your cigar?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Right around the tip, man. You end up. Don't burn your lips with your cigar because you won't put it down. That's the only problem. It'll be right down the tip of it, man.
So,
okay, boy. What else
we got one more here, and then we'll do that. So now this is another local distillery, and we may have done this one, but I really want to focus on this one. Okay. This is Wheeler's Raid out in Nolensville.
Okay.
And these guys really know what they're doing. Okay. Again, they're buying juice from Indiana, MGP, but they pick their barrels out. and then they'll do certain manipulations to the barrel.
Right.
This particular one is just a straight bourbon whiskey.
Yes.
Okay, there's nothing unusual about it. But again, it's 5 years old, so you're looking at You're looking at local whiskey 5 years old. You're looking at some purchase that has had some aging down south. Okay, here. So we've got coming from them is we've got another honey barrel coming from them, which is they've tasted. They say it's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll go from there. So we're going to do this is 117 proof. Okay.
We're going up and up. We started 110, we went 116. The ladder didn't stop. Let's go up a little higher, 117.
Well, a funny story is when we first started here 20-something years ago, when George Stagg and those whiskeys that everybody thinks are the best whiskeys in the world.
Right.
I think these are some of the best whiskeys in the world. Was 130 proof, and nobody would buy it. It would sit on the shelf for months.
Right.
Now you can't keep 120 proof whiskeys in stock. And in fact, if it's not in the 100, a lot of people don't want to try it. So anyway, what you're going to get out of this is just bourbon, okay? And you get, again, you're going to get some of that vanilla oaky out of this. But now, if you remember the Leaper's Fork, the viscous, that coating of your tongue, isn't as pronounced in this.
No, it's not.
And you get more of the taste up here, whereas the Leaper's Fork, you're getting more back here. Okay. Now maybe our tongues are getting a little more accustomed to this, but I don't get much burn off of this. I get a little tingling on my tongue, but that's about it.
And that's on the tip.
That's right. Which again is a different spot. So again, we're going to do this and add a little liquid death, which is interesting.
I love that name.
Which is interesting putting into bourbon, but But this is.
Now the smell didn't jump out like it did on this one.
No,
liquid death added.
no.
Okay.
This one you're going to get some of what was in that other barrel coming out because that was just fresh in that barrel. Okay. But you get that it's integrated. You get some oaky taste on there. But you get it just flows.
And it went all the way through. It didn't hit on the tip. It all the way through. I like that.
But you know, and again, as I said, some people, you know, putting water into something is a hit and miss. Okay, because you can't necessarily put the same in. That's the reason I like ice cubes. Okay, it's not that I necessarily like my whiskey cold or room temperature, but it just allows it over a period of time to evolve. Okay, and that's what you want during the evening. Is something to evolve. Okay, in my opinion.
I like it. So there you go, man. You got bourbons evolving. Put you some water in there, liquid death preferably, or a cube of ice, so you can open up and you can evolve. If you're gonna evolve, man, you need to get here to Red Dog Wine and Spirits, right here. Might not listen. This exclusive. You ain't gonna get bored every time I talk to you, but I'm telling you, employees, 20 years of expertise going on in here, and you can't beat it, man. I'm telling you, in the building, get in the bottle. I'm gonna jump in the bottle in a minute. I'm gonna make Bard have to rub the bottle to get me out of the bottle. Like a genie, you hear me? It's that good, man. I'm telling you, Bard, thank you, man. Appreciate it, brother. You're my man.